Hello. So I'm laughing because I started talking, but I'd only been talking for about 20 seconds, and then I realised the mic wasn't on. So that was a close call. So it always means something. Somebody either doesn't feel like they're being heard, or someone's not listening to you, or you're not listening to someone, or you're not listening to your guides. So again, you can be decided what that means. So we've got the sage burning here. So I feel guided to, well, I was doing it basically, I was doing what I usually do before I come on, creating the sacred space, and then I would usually blow that out. But I feel with it being a Scorpio moon, I think it's quite wise to leave it just burning until it goes out naturally, because if you know, you know. But if you don't know, I'll tell you. Scorpio moon, when the moon is in Scorpio, it is a very dark time. In fact, you know, I'm going to tidy up those cards while I'm saying this. So yeah, it's a very dark time. If you've got a Scorpio moon, you'll have a talent for being able to get down to the bottom of something, I would imagine, if you use it wisely. If you use it in the shadow side, it can be very destructive, secretive, sneaky kind of energy, you know, all the shadow sort of stuff of Scorpio energy. And Scorpio is the shadow. And there's nothing wrong with the shadow if you've healed it, you know. That's why I always say, when people are coming from their unhealed shadow, anyone coming from their unhealed shadow, whatever placement sign we're talking about, can be destructive and dangerous. I could go through every single sign. Maybe one day I will do that. But again, I do it every time I'm just talking about the signs, which is every day. So maybe that's why there's not a need to do that. But yeah, I always go through the light and the shadow, which is quite funny that they made me put that in the shot when I was saying it. Because like I said, everything that I do is yin yang. Even when I'm not meaning to do it like that, it always ends up being like that, which is why you're seeing them doing the feminine and masculine. So everything I do, I always break it up into the feminine and the masculine, right? So so that takes me on nicely to, if you're new, my name's Claire, not Crystal, and this channel is about empowering your divine feminine, your divine masculine, as I was just talking about, on the twin flame journey, because I'm a twin flame healer of many different modalities. But if you're not a twin flame and you find this helpful, you're welcome to stay. I do mediumship on a Monday called Mediumship Monday, again to be cute. And that is when, yeah, it's a free-for-all for whatever comes out. But a lot of the time, all of the time at some point, I will be talking about twin flame. So as long as you can withstand the storms of that, then yeah, you're welcome to hang around. So let's go on with this. So right now, like I said, the moon is in Scorpio. It is conjunct my natal Pluto right now, so I am super detective mode. I don't usually typically like to film because it's when I'm a bit lower energy, but because I'm doing this, I'm doing it, and also it amps up. Yeah, it's just super detective. Just it amps up all the psychic energy and the super detective energy. So we'll see. So if there's anything shady to be picked up on here, it's more than likely going to come out. Like, so for instance, it's like I've not been watching YouTube video like anyone else's or anything like since last night, and like it can be quite a big deal for me to be able to do that, because like I've went from definitely having an addiction to watching like YouTube. Basically, like I'm not ashamed to say that, because if you every time you pick up your phone, you're having a wee scroll on YouTube, that's an addiction, you know. And I've managed to break it down to just being a bad habit now. So it's not an addiction, because you know, and for me the difference is, if you can't stop doing it, it's an addiction. It's a bad habit if you just kind of do it and you're like, you catch yourself and you're like, oh yeah, what am I doing? So I've been like just watching the telly and well, actually I've been sleeping watching the telly. I've got Love Island on pause right now, and listening to an audiobook. So again, I'm just sharing that because it's, you know, Scorpio moon right now, and Scorpio deals with things like addictions and stuff. So if you notice that you're doing something that isn't necessarily going to add to your life, or you know, then you know it's good to catch yourself, and if you can in these Scorpio moons, to try and shift the energy of that. So I'm shuffling the chakra wisdom cards that I've been using. So we'll see if we get any of the same ones coming out. I found a card kicking about in one of the boxes down there, and it was the insecurity card. So if that comes out, that'll be interesting, because I've just put it back in. That's a root chakra card. So we'll just see what comes up. So, like, luck of the draw when I do anything, it might resonate with you, it might not. Now that's out, I'll just kind of put out the shot a little bit. Yeah, so let's see. What have we got? And yeah, so the biggest things right today before I pull the cards out are, I wouldn't be surprised if that electric card comes out again. I think it might just be sitting here somewhere in that pile. Because today is the biggie. It is Venus conjunct Uranus in the very last degrees of Taurus. So we're looking at things like, yeah, this is prime time things for like breakups, makeups, shake-ups, electric energy in the air. I've titled the shorts for today, electric love or something I felt between twin flames. And remember, I channeled that a week ago. So, which is really funny. It was like literally, if today, yeah, it was like a week ago today. And so that's what was blowing my mind, that if you see like what I've channeled for the actual day matched up with the live, it's matching up with the live streams that I'm doing. So that happens fairly often, but kind of just blows my mind because I don't remember what I say. Like sometimes I don't watch them back till the day before, you know what I mean? Like, or sometimes, yeah, it's hard to describe. So, but it's because everything's time. Everything I do is timeless. It's Akashic records. It's past, present, future. And so it's quite nuts. So, but it does indicate that a lot of this could be real time for some people. So not everyone, but if you're on that timeline, then right. So, and the other big thing is Neptune going retrograde. But I had a wee look, and in the UK, I wouldn't really consider it retrograde for us until tomorrow. So I'll put that in tomorrow's title. Okay, so what have we got? Because I'm going to film tomorrow's today, just to confuse matters, so that I don't need to film anything on the Saturday. Right. What have we got for the divine feminine energy? And it's obviously the 7-7 portal energy as well is very strong because the 7-7 came up on the card yesterday. One we haven't had yet. Confusion. Okay. And there's the masculine recovery. Interesting. Oh my God. Wow, that's really nuts. Right. So, so like I said, I've been sleeping a lot. I always do. At this time when the moon's in Scorpio at the beginning of it. And so basically, but that's blown my mind because it's reminded me of a dream that I had as a, that card's that's called the shaman card. That's funny. So we'll put that there. Maybe that's got something to do with it. But what's behind it? Joy. Lovely. So self-explanatory, but there's some kind of happiness coming here. So I would say after a time of confusion, oh my God, actually, after a time of confusion for the divine feminine, you're going to go from confusion to clarity. Thumbnail title option. Title option is what I meant there. The masculine's in some kind of recovery, but they've got the key to the door that they want to open to their happiness. So maybe they couldn't find the key, or maybe the key was in someone else's pocket. Never put the key to your own happiness in someone else's pocket kind of vibes. There's a miracle coming. It's going to make you very happy because look at all that yellow. That's all the solar plexus cards. Yeah, something's dissipating. So I think, look, the illusion, because she's watching the TV, like what I'm doing on pause. Television. Yeah, I know I'm watching it, but you know what I mean. I love the telly and I love films, but I watch it in small doses. I mostly love films that I can watch in my own sort of way, you know what I mean? Just if I want to watch a film, I chuck a film on. But when it comes to live TV, I don't watch live TV like that. That's why I like to just watch Love Island after it's been on and stuff, because they program you even more when things are live and stuff. But actually, that's quite relevant because it was like I caught a shorts the other day, right? And I know this, but for other people who don't know that, it was a wee short, so like one of these like going down the rabbit hole things, and it was like just a like a 30-second clip of something of someone that works, and I don't know if she's an actress or I think she works in TV or something, and someone had said to her that there was like a well-known like TV show, and it was like basically during filming, all the actors and actresses were called to come forward, and they had real witches that came in and cast a spell over what they were filming. So basically, so that it put a spell on the viewers. And I was like, it, I don't know whether to say it's terrifying or not, because I know that happens. Like, that is the kind of spells that I break for the collective, just by I've infused the energy into what I'm doing right now and everything that I'm doing to help you break the spell of being under an illusion. But you know what I mean? It's kind of scary, really, if you weren't aware of that. But yeah, I'm well aware they do things like that. So it's dark hypnosis. I'm a hypnotherapist, and that's why I trained in it, so that I knew what they were doing anyway, and then I wanted to know deeper. And it's lots of things in the world use things like that, mind control and planting the seed. Just like the masculines get planted the seed of doubt in them. So that could even be for the masculine. The masculine's coming out of a confusion spell. Yeah, look, the masculine's recovering from a confusion spell with the help of a shaman. I mean, which is adding to their a miracle. Yeah, a miracle's coming out. So, whether you're a masculine male or female, you see how that could fucking hell. That's what I mean by they're talking through me, because I didn't know I was going to say that. It's just that's what came to me when I was looking at it. Right, so where will we go now? Actually, because I'm mentioning the masculine that way, let's get these wordy cards. So, right, so you can hear me shuffling. It's quite hard to do it on camera, so I'll shuffle them like that, and then I'll just do what I've done. So I'm just giving them a shuffle. What do the masculine collective want to say? No one compares. That's the spell breaking. Wow. That one's come out loads in the shorts. And nervous. And is it true? I feel like one more. Tension, right? That's good. That's in the verse, because that card's nippy. You'll see what I mean. Right. So we have no one compares. This one's come up loads on the shorts. Might even be on the one for today. Again, I'm sure today was the one about electric love. Yeah, and again, which is still blowing my mind, because I channeled exactly that for the live stream for, so if today's Friday, for the one I done on Wednesday, I channeled something very similar. So, or it was in the standalone video. It was one of the videos I done that day. It was the same thing, and I hadn't remembered I'd said that. No one, and then I saw somebody else saying something really similar, because basically lots of people will be saying things about electricity and that, because Uranus is that. Like, even I was laughing, that was a few nights ago now, but I watched, it was actually, it's basically a kid's film, but because it's like got real people in it, I thought it was really slim pickings, and the name was pulling me in, because it had something like shark in the title. And look, I'm going to show you what they've been pulling me to. When I started this, my eyes went up to this, right? Like, a wee ball thing, but it's a shark, right? My niece actually burst it. But so I should basically chuck it out. But yeah, one of my power animals, well, shark, is it's basically, I know it's not an animal, but you know what I mean, a shark. And shark is very much my, sorry, now I can't stop burping and hiccuping. And if you're new around here, that's when I'm clearing the energy. And as you can hear, that's actually really intense. Like, that is very intense clearing. So again, that's really given me a lot of validation on the group of masculines I'm picking up on. They are coming out of spell, because it's like I'm feeling it. It's like I'm finding that hard to see. Like, the shaman right now is finding, because again, it doesn't need to be that I was the shaman that helped somebody get out of confusion into clarity. Although I did say yesterday, I literally help people come from clarity, from confusion to clarity. I did say that yesterday, and that's not because of that card. This can be, people working with a shaman in person, working with even another shaman online. But obviously, as you're watching this channel, this could be that, yeah, I'm the shaman that's helped a lot of people come out of confusion. Or I feel this is manipulation for a lot of people too, because all the ones keep coming up about people that have been manipulated by anyone, not just love. We've had things about family and friends and stuff. It can be anyone. So someone's recovering from that. But yeah, no matter how many people I've met and experiences I have, there's no one who compares to you, because basically shark medicine, like I said, shark and snake medicine really remind me of Scorpio energy. And because I've got a lot of Scorpio energy, that's why these animals will speak to you. Because basically, when power animals choose to work with you, or when you're drawn to an animal, I can always see astrologically why that would be. And it's I feel people with heavy Scorpio are drawn to these fiercer animals, because we can handle the darker stuff, you know, like it's not for everyone to handle things like what I was just talking about with that spell work and that, because some of this shit is serious. Like, I mean, like it's horrible the things that people can do. Like, I don't even want to go into it all. If it comes into it, I will. But there was something else I saw recently as well, and it was like, oh, it's just it's fucking evil stuff. It's why I've said this before, but it's why I see a lot of people that do what I do. A lot of people, they film everything like how I'm filming it now, because of what I'm saying. But I don't think you should let these people win. You know, you should be seen, and you should to help more people in that. So it's. But anyway, and even if you know if you have to push through it, because like I said, it's not. I don't. Yeah, like I was about to say I don't find it comfortable, but that's not true anymore. I just fucking turn the thing on and jump on. But you know what I mean? Like I've trained myself to be like that. That wasn't how it was at first. So that's how I'm good at helping other people get over their fears. So you make me nervous. Even just thinking about you, I get nervous. I'm not sure what to say or how to act around you. And as I've said before, you know, because that confused a lot of the masculines, it was a lot easier to go towards other people because they don't make them feel that nervous. So, you know, in a way, it's like a bit of it is a compliment, you know, it's a weird, but it's also not, because, and how fascinating that'll be, why I've got Love Island on repeat. You know, as long as well as just I'm fucking just wanting to do something mind numbing. So maybe someone's wanting to do something mind numbing as well, take their mind off something. But yeah, in the episode that I'm watching, because I'm just, you know, I'm watching the old ones, it's like the guy has chosen this girl who basically they're both attracted. They're all attracted. Right? It's Love Island again. Each of their own, right? Like, you know, basically each of their own. Not everyone's going to be attracted to everyone, but they're both pretty girls. And it's like the guy's trying to convince himself to be the girl that he's with. And I actually personally think it's because a lot of the other guys fancy her. Do you know what I mean? So it's like it's that kind of ego male bravado thing, like, oh, I'm the one that has won her. But actually, I think he's been pulled to the other one more. And then he's like, it's like he's battling with himself. So, which I see it every year in Love Island, and I see it in these readings too. It's just so interesting. Like, but basically the point is it's like, yeah, because it's like that challenge is a good example of like the guy basically he's with the other girl and it's snog, marry, avoid, right, or pie, whatever. So, and it's common knowledge that in Love Island you should always kiss, like you should always snog the one you're actually with, because if you don't, you're going to piss them off, and then you marry their best pal, and then you pie whoever you want to pie, right? So everybody knows that, right? The people on Love Island, people that watch Love Island, it's because you basically don't want to see the person you are in love with or falling in love with kissing somebody else. It's fucking common sense, right? So common sense would tell you if they do kiss somebody else, it's because they wanted to, or there's a question mark there, right? So that's what that guy done. He married the one he's with, and he kissed the one he's being pulled to, and she also kissed him. So I said this in another one, but this matters. So it's probably about people being pulled back to each other, and you can't deny it. So anyway, tonight's one, it's all going to kick off. So I'm excited to watch tonight's one because, what does that say? Oh, it's O2. So, but also whenever I get a text when I'm doing this, that could be about people getting in touch. And also the door's going to go when I'm doing this too. I just remembered because my aftershop's going to arrive any minute. So, because basically that's my plans for today. My food shop's been delivered. I'm tidying up the messy cards on the floor. I'm basically taking it extra chill until I do that live stream around 9 o'clock UK time, and I might even be a little bit late. And there is a chance that if I decide I don't want to do it tonight, I might just put it off until tomorrow or Sunday. So just, you know, if you see me vibes. But right now I'm planning on doing that because I'd just rather get it out of the way so that I've got my whole Saturday, Sunday myself. So is it true? I heard you were dating someone. Is it true? Please tell me it isn't. So again, that's with that Scorpio vibe just now. You know, that can make people extra obsessive, paranoid, you know, looking for things that aren't there. That's the shadow side. And then this was in reverse. I'm addicted. Remember, I've just spoke about addictions. I'm addicted to the attention of others. I love feeling wanted and needed. I don't feel whole without it. I would say that's actually very in line with what I was just saying about that Harry on Love Island. That's what it looks like. Like, it looks like he is addicted to the attention of others, because he does seem to be Mr. Popular. It's quite funny, because at first I was like, I really don't see it, but as I'm watching the episodes, I'm like, oh, I think I'm actually seeing that, you know, there is something endearing about him. Like, he's not, like, I wouldn't walk past him in the street. Like, again, if they were similar, well, I suppose he's 30. I mean, that's still too young, but it's like, I wouldn't, you know what I mean? No my cup of tea, but he's obviously got something about his personality that all the girls are going fucking mental over. Cheeky. People love a cheeky chappy, don't they? Right, so, but again, not everyone does, and actually your taste can change as you get older. You know, it can become unattractive, because cheeky can be disrespectful. Like, that guy just keeps fucking taking the utter piss out of her. Anyway, so, but like I've said before, the girl can see it, so for her to do that, and she's a smart girl, so it's quite a shame to watch. It's a shame to watch, but entertaining. Right, so again, all this might seem rambling, but it's going to have something to do with it. So what have we got? What's a block for the feminine, present or past? I'm more sort of intending to be present, but we'll just see. Present block. Boundaries. Oh my god. See how fucking spot on that is with what I'm saying about Love Island? Because that's what I'm saying. The girl he's paired up with, Shakira, she has really, for a 22-year-old, she has very tight boundaries. Like, she doesn't let people take the piss out of her, or so you thought. But because she's started to like this Harry guy, she is basically letting him take the piss. And it's a shame to watch. It is a shame. You need to hold good boundaries so you don't feel violated. So, quite a strong statement, but that's coming out. And these cards are scarily, honestly, I've said that before, but I mean, really, whatever cards I get drawn to are going to be the right ones when I'm doing this. But what I mean is, even when I'm sitting myself and I've just, whenever I've done that, been guided to pull it, like, I'll be like, right, what's blocking me right now? And whatever comes out, it's like, it's always spot on. And I'm like, whoa, you feel totally called out. So what have we got for the masculine? So look at that. Wow, actually, that's giving Pisces energy, because the shadow side of Pisces is confusion, illusion, no boundaries, blurry boundaries, no boundaries. And when Neptune about to go retrograde, I feel that's what's going to be getting highlighted, is where have you got blurry boundaries or no boundaries. So that's for the masculine. I'd say that's coming through very strongly. So there's confusion because you've had people around you that don't respect your boundaries, and also feminines, you're confused because maybe you've done the same. So whether it's the past or the present. What have we got for the masculine? Fear of loneliness was on the top. Yeah, it's that one again. Remember that one came out in the live. Look, there's a lot of cards there for the same one to come out. You stay in bad relationships because you're lonely. Be okay with being yourself. So that's codependency. So it looks like somebody is recovering from codependency, basically. So I feel this would be like people that basically you've learned that, like, it's better to be alone than with the wrong person. So again, that's an amazing lesson to learn. So you should be proud of yourself, anyone that resonates with that. Right, I was going to use the Pluto cards with it being Moon and Scorpio. So let's go straight to them. Oh, that'll be so weird if the shark card comes out after me saying that. So what have we got for the feminine? Masculine's feminine side. We've got the wolf. Wow. So if you're new around here, the wolf is one of my main power animals. You'll see it always in the background. And I'll show you these, but I'm going to shuffle. So we've got the elephant, also one of my power animals. Like I said, whenever I'm doing this, and this is also one, all my ones like to jump in because they're helping me to do the reading, but it's because there's some of yours too. The bear, and we've got the swallow and the boar there too, but it's too many, so I'm shuffling. Can we get one? One for the masculine. It's a feminine and masculine within you, if this is yours. We've got the tapir. Oh, I don't know what that one is. Puppet Master. I'm taking that one too because that feels so scarily in line with what I was channeling about spell work. So look, someone, well, I don't know what the tapir is, but we'll soon find out. someone's in recovery from being manipulated, do you know what I mean, by a puppet master. Someone was pulling this person's strings. I've been channeling that a lot. Right, so whether it's romantic or otherwise. So, wolf. What have we got here? Wait a minute, I'll pause it to find it. Right, okay, so the wolf, so remember this is for the feminine, but this is also the masculine, feminine side, your intuition, your feelings, so listen up. Intuition, silent observation, shadows. Wolves are nocturnal creatures moving stealthily through the night as they hunt and resting throughout the day. See how that's the synchronicity of me explaining that that's so funny they've done that I'm literally resting the whole of the day and then I'm getting to work at night. So funny. But I am very, I mean, that's why that is my main power animal. I'm very, very like a wolf. Wolves are largely silent, watching and waiting for the perfect moment to make their move. So that feels like emotionally that's what the masculine's doing that I'm picking up on. Because actually, when it comes to the wolf and the tiger, it's the wolf that's my inner masculine and the tiger that is my inner feminine. So however this fits with people. A deep knowing through practice observation, stillness enables their survival. The appearance of the wolf in a reading is first and foremost a call to step into your intuition. You're amidst something that isn't as it seems, and it's through listening, look at what I said at the start, to that intuitive knowing that the truth will make itself known. This is a moment to pause, watch, and wait. Hold your cards close to your chest and take note of all that is revealed to you through the silent observation. So somebody could also be working out who the manipulator is, if they didn't already, or, you know, just what's been done here because of the confusion there. And I feel it's going to have something to do with Neptune going retrograde, as well as Venus conjunct Uranus. So, and also, I went to say it and then I didn't. I do feel a black swan event, you know, like a crazy thing with money and business and that is going to be happening at some point soon, because when I was flicking through what films to watch, there was a film actually called The Black Swan. I couldn't believe it. So just getting that in there. And then also that card might come out to confirm it. But that would be, yeah, you know, Venus is also money. It's not just love. So Venus conjunct Uranus in Taurus, which is the sign of finances and money, very highly likely. So you will know when it's time to make your move, but it's important not to act until then. Remember that time reveals all. So that could be, it's important for the masculine to like recognize when to make their move on the feminine, because it is, but also it's important that the masculines, I think the masculines observing somebody that's, you know, a puppet master or manipulator. So we all possess intuitive sense, but we may struggle to know when it's intuition versus wishful thinking versus overanalyzing. Intuition, often subtle, it's through silence and alone time that we make our space for intuition to speak. Now's the time to carve out some alone time for yourself and let the bubble come to the surface again. Very apt with Moon and Scorpio. And also Cancer. The fact that it's Cancer Sun, Scorpio Moon, you see, that's all feelings. So actually, can I just say the shadow side of this energy as well would be very depressing and very dark. So unfortunately, this kind of combination is when I've saw a lot of people not wanting to be here, basically. So sorry to say it like that, but that is, I have seen that, you know, in this kind of combination with things in the world. So again, I don't know if there's anything like that I've seen in the, you know, media with famous people, but I wouldn't be surprised. So recognize that your intuition is a statement. Anything else shows up as a question. Right. So this is now the puppet master for the masculine and the tapir. So, but remember, this is still the feminine's masculine side, your boundaries, your decision making, and whatever else. So, projection, distortion, the ego, self-awareness. The gatekeeper to the depths of our psyches will always be the ego. Though the ego isn't fundamentally a bad thing, like I say all the time, you'd be boring without an ego, it's your personality. Much of psychology and spiritual work deals with acquiring self-awareness to recognise when the ego has stepped into the limelight and we're acting from the wound. Basically, when you're being a bit of a C word, or whatever word you want to use. The puppet master represents this wounded ego and its lessons. Consider the artwork of the card for the moment. Notice how the head of the puppet master seems to form one of the heads of the cerubus, the dog shadow projected on the wall. Sometimes we're the victim of other people's projections, it's true, but sometimes often we're the projector. If this card has appeared in a reading, it's time for you to figure out which is the case right now, keeping in mind that both can be true at once. Mindful awareness is required of you now to discern not only if you're acting from the wound, but also from which one. If we're triggered in our trauma, the way things appear, and remember this is about trauma release, so loving that that's coming up, the way things appear or feel can be distorted. It's time to ground yourself, carve out some space and time, and get quiet saying the same thing, and wait for clarity to rise to the surface. Wow. So both those cards are saying the same thing. Get still and tune into your own shadow. You know what I mean? Are you coming from your wound, or are you coming from a place of looking at your wound and ready to come from a more healed perspective? Only you'll know. And don't beat yourself up if you're not, you know. You just keep healing yourself. Freud is famous for his psychoanalytic theory regarding the id, the ego, and the superego. In everyday life, when we speak about the ego, we're often actually referring to the id. This is the part of ourselves thought to be the primitive and instinctual, motivated by certain impulses, including sex, food, aggression, and hidden memories. The superego functions as a moral conscious, and the ego is actually the go-between. Consider the three heads of the dog shadow in the card, and how they might represent the three parts of Freud's theory. All must work in synchronicity to function properly. There's no hierarchy. How can you align all three now? Are they all speaking the same language? You know, that's like when I've said before that there's certain types of visualizations or hypnosis, if you're, you know, a good candidate for hypnosis, not everyone is. These are questions that I can ask, like, you know, when I'm talking to you. Like, are you coming from your head, your heart, or your gut? And it's in different scenarios, it's wise to go with different things, you know. And it's like, at one point I wouldn't have always said that. I would have always been the person that was like, follow your heart no matter what. But there are different scenarios where you need to go with your head and not your heart. And I've just thought of one actually. It's like what I was just saying about Love Island. Like in Love Island, that girl has feelings for the one that's clearly being drawn back to this other girl. And her head is telling her, she even said that actually, my head is telling me, burn it. Like it must be a popular, I don't know, phrase that people are using. I don't want to be one of those people that's like all the young ones, but seriously, like she's only 22, so maybe it is burn it is like a fucking trendy phrase or something. But she's like, my head is saying burn it, but my heart, you know, and she didn't say my heart, but I think she did, you know, but I'm not in the right frame of mind. But in that scenario, like, I'm sorry, because we're actually viewers and we're seeing the things he's saying to the two of them, and it's not adding up. And also, he just looks confused as fuck within himself. 33, come to Jesus moment. See, that might mean that he's humbled completely and he loses both of them. And that's what, and again, bear in mind of what I'm actually channeling about here too, because I don't know if that's going to speak to different people. I'm looking out the window and looking at the rain as I'm channeling this, and that's a bit miserable too. There was a card like that yesterday. Person was standing in the graveyard in the rain. You know, you might dead it all by accident because you couldn't fucking make up your mind. But basically, yeah, you know, like I'd say her head is right, or even her guts, but you know what I mean? So like, I'm sure her intuition is, I'm still sure her gut is telling her that too, you know what I mean? Like, she, basically that's what I mean. She's a clever girl and she can see, you're going to get hurt here. But she's fallen for him, so she's listening to her heart just now. Right, okay. Okay, so, what have we got? So, to peer. Acting in service to others, charity and selflessness. Oh, so already before I even read this, it could be that that's what's been coming up the last few days. The masculine's been given too much to whoever they're needing to recover from, basically, whether it's past or present. In dreams, a tapir, and that is codependency. You know, if you're given too much, it's like it's draining, it's energy vampires. You could be doing that to each other. Acting in service to others, charity, selflessness. In dreams, a tapir is often linked to the gentleness and the need to be kind and compassionate towards other people. This is despite its close genetic ties to the rhino, a rather tough animal. The natural disposition of this unique creature is rather shy, although they do live in small social units, especially during the mating years. The appearance of the Tapir card asks us to consider acts of service as a love language and the practical steps we can take to show up for others. Depending on your personality, you may or may not already embody acts of service as a love language. These tangible displays of love don't always match the conventional idea of romance, but in some ways they may mean more. Part of being a human being is operating within a community, showing up for others in their time of need. Our social selves thrive only when we have a solid support system in place, no matter how introverted or private we may be. If you've pulled the Tapir card, it's your turn to show up for those you care about and act in service to your love for them. Maybe someone needs a favour or the person you live with could use help accomplishing a task. When we're physically present for those we care about, the impact of our actions stays with them much longer than anything else. Offering your helping hands. Instantly what's coming to me is, look, the masculine's been saying in bad relationships, given to the wrong people that are pulling their strings, puppet masters, that if you're not already recovering from these people, whether it's romantic or otherwise, that's what's the way it's going to go. And you might get led to a shaman to get help with that, online or offline, or they might just be talking about what I'm doing right now. Especially because I am a shaman with wolf medicine primarily. You know what I'm saying? That teaches people boundaries, actually. So that's all. Yeah, that's all quite nuts, actually. There's the thumbnail. But and a lot of you are wolf medicine too. So however that fits. What was I going to say there? But yeah, I think what's strongly coming in as well is it's about the feminine's confused because, you know, I mean, I feel you're the group of feminines that are look at what people say in the chat. The feminines are just kind of like, you know, where what is going on with this person? Like, do they even feel they say all this kind of stuff? Whatever questions everyone's got, but it's kind of like I feel the person that the masculine's being compelled, led to help and to protect is the feminine. Because also this is actually about that card specifically, because you can see that it's actually like an empress. It's like a pregnant shaman. It's like new beginnings. So, you know what I mean? So take the pregnant bit could just be, you know, new beginnings. But I feel it's about, you know, the masculine the emperor wants to protect the empress. I'm just going to pause this. Just wait a minute. No. It's just I could see I've got a text here I was wanting to read, but I don't think it. I think it's just it'll be the answer or something. Like, it's just trying to decide. Actually, yeah, let's use some of these. So what have we got? What's some advice, or where's the feminine at? Mission accomplished, welcome home. So that's the masculine emotionally too. So again, this is the swan. Oh, it's not the black swan though. But that could be, look, the light in both people going to meet the shadow, the black swan, because that's what is in the other card. But 1111, mission accomplished. The feminine has reached a point of you realising your worth. So guess what it's done for the masculine? It's helped the masculine realise their worth. 7-7 portal energy. I love how they do that. I knew they were going to do it because it's got the numbers. Yeah, so remember the Sirius Gateway 7-7 energy is very strong. But yeah, look, welcome home, divine masculine. Actually, that's the thumbnail. So what else? Yeah, the masculine's choosing the new earth. So 7th of July, which is obviously, like, what day is today? That is a couple of days away. And the 8th of August, Lionsgate portal is very significant. And then look, there it is. Yeah, I think there is going to be a Black Swan event, because look, there it is. Exactly what I just said. Everything's possible. So wait a minute, I'm actually just going to get the thumbnail. I'll get these ones out of the way. No, I'll get it after, because there's too many that I want to use. But yeah, that's, like I said, the light and shadow, and both of you are meeting. We'll get a wee bit of tarot. What have we got for the feminine? Shadow integration, that's what it is. It's true love. True love, and it's quite a beautiful, there's a spiritual union coming. It's true love. 2 of Cups. And the masculine's following their intuition. See, that's the stillness, and there's the Ankh. The balance of the masculine and feminine coming together. I think that's why they just made me say that, but it's birthing the union. Look, crown chakra activation, it's all happening. 7 again. Yeah, it's the end of a circle. The world card coming full circle, and that's the chariot move, and then also that's hand fasting. So basically, look, spiritual union, and then that particular chariot card has a hand fast on it. So this could actually be, maybe some people are actually having a hand fast. You know, like when you get married, that's the way you're getting married. That would be really specific. So let's see. Right. So this deck has got serious cards in it, so that'd be very satisfying if they come out. Oh, I didn't mean to make this 40 minutes because I'm still going to do tomorrow's one, but whatever. Must have needed to be that. It's not like I said, I'm not bed rotting, I'm couch rotting, but I'm kind of half bed couch rotting because the bed is my couch, the couch is my bed. I had a cracking sleep last night, so I eventually got to sleep. Oh, but did I say that about my dream? Oh, yeah, so in my dream, that was what was the very first card, reminded me of it. Oh, what was it again? Recovery. Yeah, so I got this, it's hard to describe to you how I got it, but I actually got it from a former client I've worked with before, who is Divine Masculine. It was like someone that I haven't seen for basically ages, like either online or in sessions. It was like, it's either their soul was telling me that or God was telling me that about them, that they've been in hermit mode because they are in recovery. So again, that applies to so many of you. But it was a very specific dream. Yeah, so that, again, that could apply to either you watching this, because a lot of the people watching are the masculine, or you're masculine. So take it as it resonates. That's why I was like quite interested when that came up. It's like, so if basically for me as a twin flame healer, if I get people that haven't been around for a while popping up saying that, that's, you know, I've already had the heads up. But but that's happening. It's not happening all the time, but it happens fairly often to me. You know that people, but people can be gone for a while, and like you've seen me actually very vulnerably share at times. It can be upsetting. You know, like I can handle it because I'm a healer, I'm a shaman. That's especially that kind. That's because I do feel that'll have meanings to other people. I feel that is what that was. It's like what I've been helping someone with. So this might be like a personal client that's resonating with this, but you don't need to be a client. You could be anyone. Maybe you're meant to be. Maybe we've got a soul contract. Yeah, what I mean is I can handle it, and it's and I've got boundaries with my work, but it doesn't mean I don't get upset. Like I miss people, you know. Sometimes when people do just sort of wander off and they don't tell me. But it's interesting because, you know, it's so interesting how life does that. I've been in scenarios myself where the best thing for me to do was completely retract and pull back. And sometimes you don't get to say goodbye to people, you know, and that's really poignant, isn't it? Like that can be when people die. Let's just be honest. Scorpio moon right now, Scorpio is the death card. Sometimes it can be literal. You know, sometimes it is an abrupt ending and you don't get to say goodbye. And that's making me uncomfortable in a different way, because now they're pulling me to the angel thing over there. And remember what I was saying about, you know, Cancer Sun, Scorpio Moon. If someone's in the depressing energy of that can be very depressing. So maybe I'm tuning into somebody's friend and spirit that passed that way or something, or a family member for all that be coming through. But yeah, if anybody is in a very low mood or that, like you or anyone you know, I'm praying that that's lifted up off of you. Right. Okay, so yeah, look what's on the top. Someone, not just someone, look. The masculine twin is getting awareness and crystal clear vision, and they're releasing their lower self. And that's what all that ego stuff is. The masculine's realising, that would be a good thumbnail too. This just keeps coming through, doesn't it? Like, it does feel, because now I don't usually get homed in on that, but I'm getting really pulled into the eye looking thing in the middle. Which must be, like, I don't know why I've never been pulled that before. I think it's because I'm always looking at the astrology. I know I say it a lot, but I just find that card so creepy that I've been called Crystal Clear Visions for 10 years, and these cards came out after me, and the woman chose to put all the astrology and stuff on it. I just thought that was kind of nuts. Right, what have we got for the feminine then? Sounds like a feminine energy, and then look, the eye in the middle. Don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in, divine feminine? I don't think you are, from what I've picked up on this. But this can also be the masculine feminine side. Maybe that's the last part of this healing. Are you dimming your light to fit in masculine? when you've got all this divine love bursting inside you, wanting to come out. I think that's what this is about. Wanting to be birthed, wanting to move fast, wanting to be in a union. That's what all that says. Also, the 2nd of July that we just had could be very significant. Oh, I know what it is. It's the 4th of July. So there we go. I just thought, so happy 4th of July. I was a bit slow there. We don't, you know what I mean? In this country, 4th of July is an American holiday, isn't it? So happy 4th of July, though, because I know it is a big deal, but I just realised that. So, and I'm getting hit with loads of wow, like quite amazing wow synchronicities actually. Wow. Oh wow, that's really took me. That's actually. Oh, sorry, I've just had a major synchronicity. I'm hearing Firework. You know, that's my favourite song. Again, I say my favourite song lightly. That I've got loads of favourites, but it was, yeah, I love it. Baby, you're a firework, come and show me what. What's the bit about it? Like the 4th of July, because baby. Anyway, it's a bit of a shame. I can't sing that at all. Anyway, but yeah, 4th of July. The 4th of July or the fireworks song could be significant. But again, look, didn't fit in. Wow. Yeah, sorry, the synchronicity that's come out in this is actually insane. Wow. Spirit blowing my fucking mind. Definite confirmation that I'm getting here of a lot of divine masculines, especially because my number for my divine masculine is 21. That's another extra side note. And especially because that 21 card does feel like this person is reaching some kind of input. But because I'm getting synchronicities of divine masculine energies that I've worked with in the past, like basically, yeah, I'm getting confirmation of lots of divine masculine energies they're in recovery, you know, from something. So, and you could hear from them soon, or you could be getting in contact. And again, like I said, I bet you as a shaman, as a healer, I'll be hearing from Swinterest if that's going to now happen. And also the 21st of July could be significant too. Right, what else have we got here? I'm just totally, my mind's blown. The Great Mother, surrender to the mystery, fall into her arms. Yeah, see what I just said about all that? The masculines bursting to share the love. And that's my card for that. Means like Mother Mary, I would say. But fall into her arms. Fall into her arms, the divine feminine. Extra. That's actually in the weird way that my guides talk, right? Because remember, when they talk about feminine and masculine to me, they are going to talk about me and my feminine energy signs and symbols and the ones that I see for my masculine. And they're doing the same here, right? So it doesn't always mean it's about me and him because, well, it fucking definitely isn't. Because, like I said, I'm always reading about union, and as far as I'm aware, he's not here. I can't see him. Do you know what I'm saying? But that's a she shaman, a divine feminine, and 21's my number for the masculine. Fall into her arms. That's the message for the masculine. Surrender to the mystery. Follow your intuition. Where is it? The Hierophant. Sorry, not the Hierophant. Well, that'll be relevant too. That's things to do with union and marriage and stuff too, and learning lessons. But the High Priestess, the Ankh was what I was going for. What else have we got here? The Thorn. Oh, look. Wow. Extra confirmation of boundaries here. Look, this is definitely Neptune going retrograde. Boundary, protection, boundaries, clear communication. Yeah, I think what we've got here is we've got a group of masculines that have been in recovery from whatever it is they've been in recovery from. That could actually be recovery from addictions, the way I'm saying that. But I think you've got clear communication coming through. I feel there was something about protecting their own boundaries, you protecting your boundaries, or them wanting to respect the feminine's boundaries. Before, oh my God, they fall into her arms or his arms. Fall into my arms. That's nuts, isn't it? Surrender, holding the opposites, extremes of life. Wow. With the two swan thing, the holding the opposites, me being drawn at that, there's lots of, feminine, masculine, the Ankh, there's loads. It's all a spiritual union. I mean, you take your pick. This is going to be a nightmare trying to decide the thumbnail. I don't know that we really need too much more here, but I did pick up, I'm going to use the decks that they got me to pick up. What else do we need to know? Yeah, look, you've got the freedom. The freedom's waiting for you, wait a minute. Right, so, about a ref, chucking all the fucking things in there. So I've not put them in the fridge yet, so I'm just going to quickly end this. So, I'm just going to quickly end this, oh my god. See what I mean? Venus conjunct Uranus, there could be quick endings going on here. I'd say endings and beginnings coming up. So, again, I think it's piecing together with the confusion thing and the puppet master. I think there could be quick endings and exits from karmic situations. I'd say the majority being romantic, but this could be when you find out a friend isn't a friend, or a family member's done you wrong, or a workplace is, you know, not good. Or I feel it could just be abrupt endings. Definitely, but you know, it can be love or work, and any type of love, because Venus is love and it's money, you know. And then they pulled me to this when I went up to get the door, free spirit and conversation. I want to call you and hear your voice. They pulled me to that on the floor, and that fell off the other chair thing. So I do feel there is a conversation coming. Somebody's breaking free of something because they've seen through, like they've seen through the manipulation, or they've got the clarity that they didn't have before. So however that all fits for someone. Right, what else? Oh, somebody sees who their angel of love is, or they've always known who their angel of love is, and they want to fall into your arms. They want to come for celebrations, but because that always reminds me of the Three of Cups. But what I'm more finding is, because I feel this is like a karmic community, because like I always feel like she's side-eyeing her. So it's like I feel it's a community of people that this person has like saw through. Yeah, look, and I feel it's somebody that like played with her mind, because we've got the thinking woman in reverse. Someone that wasn't appreciating you or your person. And yeah, now they just want to be happy with the angel of love. So they're walking away. I mean, it's walking away from, look, hostilities in reverse. So yeah, whoever that all makes sense to, but I'm going to put my shopping away. So I will leave this one here, and then I will get that uploaded, and I will film Saturdays. So see you later. Like, comment, subscribe.